5 degree. In sp3 hybridization, here all bonds are sigma bonds. There is no pi bond here. Example, if I give you CH4. Okay, so there are 4 orbitals that are made from 1s and 3p. So let's say these are the orbitals. Okay, they lie in this plane, that is 3D plane. It is actually tetra. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand that hybridization is actually mixing of orbitals, right? It is actually not the mixing of electrons, the very first myth. And electrons, what happens? First of all, the orbitals mix and then these electrons only occupy the newly formed hybrid orbitals. Actually, what is the meaning of this hybrid? Hybrid means the combination. So here we are talking about the combination of orbitals. So when these orbitals will be combined, what will happen? Electron will occupy the combined, or you can say the hybridized orbital. Actually, what happens in ground state, the electronic configuration of carbon is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. In excited state, or you can say in promoted state, what happens? It goes into the 1s2, 2s1, 2p3, right? If I draw this in pictorial form, I will draw it just like this. So this is what happens in the excited state. Okay? Now we need to understand why there is a need for equivalent bonds or hybridization of bonds. Actually, what will happen? Here it is S, here it is P. If hybridization will not occur, or you can say in your simple language that if mixing will not occur, what will happen? The bonds formed by S and P orbitals would be unequal. S and P would be unequal, right? But when there happens a mixing between S and P orbitals, what happens? It results into the generation of identical orbitals, and due to this identical orbital, what happens? We get equal bond lengths in a molecule and also equal bond energies. For example, if I talk to you about a molecule methane, which I have already discussed with you, this will be the structure of CH4. Okay, so here whether if I talk about this bond, or if I talk about this bond, or if I talk about this bond, or if I talk about this bond, these bonds will be all equal in all respects. These are identical in bond length, these are identical in energies. And also hybrid orbitals are directional. What I can write here? That hybrid orbitals are directional. Due to this directional property, according to valence shell electron pair repulsion theory, means which you have already read in chemical bonding, but still you need these concepts here actually. So valence shell electron pair repulsion theory, if I summarize this, however the theory is really very deep, but in summary what happens, that the atoms occupy the position where there is the minimum electronic repulsion theory. Okay, so they orient themselves to minimize repulsion, that is VSEPR logic. And when we will read the three main hybridizations of carbon, we will understand the direction also. Actually, there are two types of overlapping in hybridization. These two overlappings are head-on overlapping, and the second overlapping is side-by-side overlapping. When there is a sigma bond formation, in sigma bond formation we need head-on overlapping, and in pi bond formation we need side-by-side overlapping. Actually, same formula can have different hybridizations also, which we have already read or which you have already read in your chemical bonding. Now, let's discuss about the proper hybridization of carbon. This was the basics for the hybridization which you must know before starting anything. Actually, there are three main types of hybridization of carbon which we know, that is sp3, sp2 and sp1. In sp3 hybridization, what happens that there is mixing of as, that is 2s orbital, and 3p orbitals, that are 2p. Okay, so there happens the mixing of these orbitals. Suppose they are being mixed with hydrogen, so here also 4 hydrogen will come having one electron in their 1s shell. So what happens? First of all, the mixing happens. So what we get? We get a different type of orbital, that is known as sp3 hybrid orbitals. Okay, then the overlapping happens between this 1s and this sp3. In sp3 hybridization, the geometry is tetrahedral. And the bond angle seen in sp3 is 109.5 degree. In sp3 hybridization, here all bonds are sigma bonds. There is no pi bond here. Example, if I give you CH4. Okay, so there are 4 orbitals that are made from 1s and 3p. So let's say these are the orbitals. Okay, they lie in this plane, that is 3D plane. It is actually tetrahedral. So here hydrogen will come and one orbital of hydrogen will be blended with this. So this is actually the blending you can see here. So this is the hybridization of CH4 which I have tried to explain you. Here I would like to mention 2 points, that here the sigma bond is very strong and there is maximum free rotation. What is this free rotation? If I explain you, actually what is the case, this thing which I am drawing on your screen is in 2D, but in reality the structure lies in 3D plane. These two lines will come towards you, this will be on this plane and a line will be there which will be away from you. So can you imagine it in 3D? So this is actually 3D, and you know that rotation in 3D is very easy. If I give you a real life example, you kindly stand and try to rotate in your whole room. You know that your room is an example of 3D. So in that 3D plane, you can easily rotate. So that is the importance of plane and free rotation. I hope this thing is clear to you. Next, we talk about the sp2 hybridization of carbon. So here what happens, here there is 1 2s orbital mixing and 2p orbital mixing. Here there is 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals formed. 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals is formed and one unhybridized p orbital remains. Okay, this is the case. Here what will happen, there will be 3 sigma bonds because of 3 hybrid orbitals and there will be 1 pi bond. Why? Because there will be side by side overlapping. If I explain you, suppose you have molecule that is C2H4. This is your ethene. This is the name of the molecule. If I try to draw in skeletal form for you, which I have already explained you, so I will draw it just like this. This is our C2H4. Fine. So what is the case here? First of all, it was having 3 sp2 hybridized orbital. These are not properly hybridized diagram. This is just only the representation which I am trying to draw. Okay, so these were the hybridized orbital, and a unhybridized orbital was also there. Suppose this is that orbital. This was the case of this carbon. For the second carbon, the story was same. It was also having 3 hybridized orbital and 1 unhybridized orbital that I am drawing here. So what happened? This and this combined to form a sigma bond, that is this sigma bond. Okay, and this combined to form sigma bonds with the hydrogen. Here also this thing happened, here also this thing happened, and here also. And for these unhybridized orbitals which I have made in green, what happened? Actually these bonds of sp3 were already been paired. Now whatever the distance is remaining, in that distance they overlapped. The unhybridized orbitals overlapped. So it resulted in the formation of C2H4. As I told you that there was a sidewise
crowded classes, these gaps go unnoticed. With one-to-one mentoring, chemistry becomes logical and real improvement begins.